Chinese DPC, my favorite support duo in all of China. Old 11's reliable, but he doesn't really need to do very much. The same thing with Portalio. He gets the job done. Support duo. So they got the Grimstroke. Lion still in the pool. Snapfire gets taken out, otherwise that one's another China favorite.
Yeah, I saw Vici open with it quite a bit before the nerf during the season. One of my favorite support duos in all of China.
Old 11's reliable, but he doesn't really need to do very much. He gets the job done.
But nowadays, it's all about the little shredder for the minus armor. It's very effective against Roche as well. And just kind of everything in the laning phase. You know, with the Blightstone, it's just too much minus armor to deal with, especially in the more tank meta. Yeah, Doom has the armor buff now. Used to be 0, now with 3, but you still go to negatives when you get hit.
I already feel like I've heard him say his catchphrase. It's a thing with Kyle. Kyle gets catchphrase. You ever notice that? During tournaments, he always has some catchphrase. I feel like I've already heard this one so much, and we're not even through the first series of the day. But control the armor, control the game is Kyle's catchphrase right now, and this is very much looking already like Kyle might be right.
Right? What's funny,
definitely not chat.
Insania, I was joking about him the other day, because he's been hearing me say that since like 2011.
Yeah.
It's like it's pretty much been the name of the game, and I think underrated aspect that we don't see quite as much is the importance of magic armor. I think Veil is going to make a comeback. The spell damage increase, we didn't see it much, but it's real cheap and it's a lot of damage amp. And E-Blade, I've seen a ton of people picking up E-Blade. Elder Titan, another hero that if you have that magical burst, just pop somebody, like they explode. Pugna, another hero that will probably have to wait till later picks in the draft, but it will be seen at this major. And I love it. The MC Darkseer, that's the way to start off for Kerr and the boys.
Especially the support duo is already confirmed, so don't need to worry about Enchantress, don't need to worry about Oracle. Seeing as how Vici Gaming pick up an Earth Spirit, which there used to be Earth Spirit mid viability. I don't even see Earth Spirit in general. Definitely the least picked spirit of the 4 in the past season. Mainly because roaming 4s are not that popular anymore. Mid lane's not easy to kill. They got full water runes every minute pretty much. What do you do as an Earth Spirit? You can try to win the lane, but unless if you have someone like a Darkseer on your team, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can stack camps, that's for sure.
Sure.
But Vici, they just doubled down. This is full greed. You know, Doom, not a huge counter pick to the morph, but now you have a Void as well. There is so much control. Both supports represent a lot as well. But it's definitely geared towards the late game. You know, Vici are playing for 30 minutes plus. And Team Nigma are going to certainly need a last pick that allows them to step on the gas. They'd love to be able to get objectives after a few hero kills.
Yeah, now I'm thinking that Lina that we've been hyping up so much might be on Vici's radar now, because
definitely
that was the most popular combo I saw with putting damage into a Chrono, because you said the physical damage build is starting to become the de facto build for Lina, and they ban out the Juggernaut.
Yeah, TA's already banned, which is one of the more traditional counter picks to Alina, because no matter how farmed you are, how ahead of the game you are, you're always going to be squishy and susceptible to high reach burst. But Lina's a must. Yeah, there it goes. Right? That is Lina?
Yeah, it's Lina. Now, Puck is banned out also, so that's a possibility. What other ranged mid laners can you put in? Medusa would be ultra greedy from Vici, so I don't think they would do that.
I think Pugna is a possibility. You can also try to get more aggressive. Is Batrider still in the pool?
Banned out before the Lina on Enigma.
Cool. I'm gonna need.
I'll try. I'm trying to. Okay.
So I don't know.
I think it's the third ban
I think it's because it's doesn't have color. That it's a little bit
also true. The desaturation definitely does not help.
Yeah.
What is the third ban on Vici? From left to right, it's IOAA. And something with like a hat.
It's either Bat or Monkey King.
No, because Bat's on the other side. Because you said Bat and ban, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that could be Batrider. But now I see Bat on the left side.
Dude, well, it's also like I remember panicking. What was it? I was starting. I Sure, I flew to meet Fear in Peru to play the open qualifiers, and I went to start drafting, and everything looked weird because you see in the spectator view a completely different draft if you're in Dota TV or if you're watching live. And then I'm on the pick phase, I'm like, oh god, where is everything? What do I do?
Yeah, it's on like the right side or whatever with the timeline.
We lost like 9 games in a row.
Tiny banned out, Death Prophet banned out by Enigma. Leshrac is still on availability.
That's a good point.
How do you feel about Leshrac Shard? I thought it was a meme, but now it seems like it's actually like a really good thing that you build.
It's just kind of silly.
That's what I thought.
Like the radius increasing, you just spam. If you get an arcane rune, you know, you're sieging or roshing, you just spam stun in the pit or on the high ground, and you just stand in it. So what are you supposed to do?
That has been rounded out.
Void Spirit is Vichi's go-to. How do they deal any damage into this Chrono?
I have no idea. I remember there was a write-up on Reddit regarding Void and how to play around it and how you shouldn't pick Void Spirit with Void because you don't have the damage into Chrono. You're not playing Dota Underlords, you know, there's no natural synergy there. And I personally love what Nigma's got. This is speed. This is that last pick pace that they needed. They've got the Darkseer synergy. ILTW Lycan is beast. We'll probably see the Armlet Echo build that we saw throughout the DPC League. And Miracle mid-morph.
All right, well, now that we have everything in front of us, Kyle, how do you expect this one to actually play out?
I'm not going to change my predictions. I think that Kuro and the boys, they've been here longer than any other team. They came to Kiev early. They've been boot camping. They've been grinding. I think they've got a little bit of that honeymoon period, and I love their draft. This is the style I like to see them play.
Gaming, it's been a while since we've been on the mic together, but how are you? What are expectations coming into this series?
Man, I don't know. I feel a bit disappointed in Vici Gaming's draft because this is the team that I used throughout the first and the second season that I've been working on the Chinese region. Now looking at the draft, I'm like, what are these guys doing? This is not what they've been playing. I don't know if they're jet lag. Tsunami said, like, you know, when did they come here? Because this is definitely not a draft that they've been playing. No damage whatsoever inside the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
Void Spirit was kind of dead, just not in pretty much the whole region, Southeast Asia. Picked it a couple of times, but felt like worse Spirit, I would say. Like people are just not picking it at all. Double Doom, however, very strong, not the best way to disengage the fight. Enigma has a lot of stuff that they can put the damage from far away. You have Snapfire ulti, you have Clockwork from a distance. I want to see more of this Lycan. Safe lane Lycan, I think, is very underrated. Something that Enigma played 1 or 2 times.
The physical damage build as well,
exactly.
Right? Yeah, I think looking at Vici's draft, the fact that, like you said, they don't have much damage going into Chrono, sure, they won't be heavily reliant on it. They've got lots of abilities to cycle through in these team fights. I feel like once they commit for a fight, they're all in. If they Chrono, they Doom, they start a fight, they have to go for it, don't they?
This is a team, this kind of a lineup needs you to go and do stuff. Like, you need to be able to just get a kill or two, and then make potentially a buyback. This is something that Enigma needs to have as a backup option, where, like, whenever you see these big team fight ultis, long cooldowns, just have a back ready and win a fight. Like, go inside Roche pit, take another fight. I want to see this mid matchup how it's going to go, because I have not seen Void Spirit in a very, very long time.
Something that's Miracle morphing as well. And, you know, I was covering the SA division and we saw a bit of Void Spirit early days, but it was very often hard countered by the puck pick or dealt with quite nicely. And when we saw it succeed, it was around that kind of level 6, level 7 moment where he gets an action rune, he moves into the side lanes, he needs to get early kills to really get the ball rolling.
Yeah, maybe the reason is they have a Faceless Void, we'll pick another Void on top of it. Is there a third Void in the game?
I don't know, in Underlord, TA and Enigma are Voids as well, I believe. So they're counted as like the Void family. I mean, we've got 2 spirits as well, Earth Spirit and Void Spirit, so we're getting the Underlord synergy going, if anyone still plays that game.
They do. Kyle is an expert, I heard. Like,
I'm a master.
Yeah, he's a top 100 player.
Oh, is he really? Oh, look at DY. Mind control. All these ion shells. Oh, they're going to chip away, and then they've got the first blood coming. He's put this fairy fire, but it'll do very little. Mind control gets that first blood spilled in the top lane, and that is a cracking start for your Darkseer.
In the Western Division, EU, Clockwork was one of the heroes that caught my eye the most, whether it's GH, whether it's Saxa, playing it, just being very active on the hero, doing so much early on, and now you have a hero that also enables you with the Darkseer, Iron Shell, plus a Surge.
Yeah.
Right now, Mind Control still saving a point in case they need a vac back, like a vac back into the cogs as well. Very strong combination.
Even to cancel TPs, we've seen that, right? The, level 3, you've got this 1-2-0 build, not even bothering with cancel TPs back into cogs, like you said. And then down at the bottom layer, final, which we've not paid too much attention to, LTW, you know, he's farming away, attempting to. He's 4 and 5 right now. There's a bit of pressure coming in from that Doom and Earth Spirit, though. We did see them earlier on, dragging waves around, manipulating the creeps. And GH, he's bodyguarded by Mind Control, so he will be able to slip away from that top lane aggression.
Meanwhile, at the bottom lane,
And they go,
just one more hit.
the Wolves, nah, they can't chase him. They'll turn back and swing into action onto Kuroki, old 11. Can't go for the dive. They'll stick around and whack LTW a little bit instead. But they've really put a lot of pressure on this Lycan's farming rate, haven't they?
Yeah, right now he's just sitting at 7 CS, Doom 9 and 2. Doom, start of the season, wasn't really a big fan on offlane, doesn't pressure too much, but he gets ton of farm. And when you hit that critical timing, I want to see if he's going to go for that Hand of Midas type of a build, which I really like. Also wasn't a big fan, but after seeing a couple of games in other regions as well, where you get that Blink Dagger, BKB, Hand of Midas, most of the time it's just the same item build and then a refresher, because you get so much gold, it's very hard to play into.
What is it? It's like 300 PM on top of it, right? With the Vow and the Hand of Midas, is pretty nuts. And you get those items much faster, of course. And Nigma here, trying to contest the pull that KYW successfully dragged, but Kuroki, he'll reset that lane, but a double wave arriving now for LTW to try and lap up a bit more CS there. And mid lane, a miracle, 19-3. Not much of a struggle for the Void Spirit so far. Has his bottle up and is trying to do a bit of damage to Miracle, but Morphling is unkillable at this point, right?
Exactly, that's pretty much what matters in this matchup. You cannot die.
Absolutely, and especially with Water Runes up, there's no way that you're going to be able to take him down. Even with an Earth Spirit rotation, it could be quite a challenge. Water Rune's going to come back up again in a sec. GH will guard the top for Miracle. So it looks like the Void Spirit, he's going to have to go for the bottom one.
I think Morphling should regen more from the Water Rune, like extra 50%, because he is the water himself.
Someone was asking me, is it cannibalism? He's made of water, he's drinking water. Is that cannibalism that Morphling's partaking in?
Good question.
Well, I have to ask the Lore Masters. Where's Slacks when you need him? And Mind Control. He's got himself the raindrop, so he's very tanky up here, and he's been left alone. Clockwork has made that little mosey down into mid lane.
These nerfs, Snapfire just seems like it's a first pick material as a hero. It nerfs the Lil Shredder, nerfed the Aghanim Scepter before, still feels super strong.
I guess she's kind of moved roles a bit as well, right? Because we saw her in that 5 or 4, then people figured out you could play her 2 or 3, and now with the nerfs it's kind of play as the support. You don't really have that same core or carry strength that we previously saw from, a Thompson Snapfire, for example.
It's still doable, I think, in certain situations, certain scenarios. It's just that it's position 5 most of the time, because you get so much damage. They have a good setup with the cog.
Minus armor.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I guess you've got that mild flexibility with a snap, like you say, if you do pick it up early on in the drafting stage. What's going on up top? Because PYW's TPing there. Clockwork, it looks like he's trying to drag the wave, and DY, he's done. Yeah, he's dead. And he's going to trade back onto GH. And Mind Control, the time dilation, that bashes, the time locks. They've got him all stuck up here. And Vici getting a great rotation from that Earth Spirit. Make DY sacrifice all worth it. Well, bottom, old 11. Chased back by LTW, but Kuroki can't really close the gap on him. The Doom is tanky and speedy with the phase boots up.
I love that. The build on Poyoyo this game, putting in a single point in time dilation. Roll mid. They surprised him.
They catch him with the Remnant. The new damage enough. Look at that. Morphling pops his one, has the raindrops, even turns for a nice little adaptive strike back into the mall bottom lane. A cookie forward. They'll catch the Doom out at long last. Enigma grabbing that off lane kill.
Oh, tips, not offensive tips, not something that Enigma does. Doom getting closer to his level 6, so once they get that, I expect it to rotate, so they possibly get a kill on Lycan.
What are we looking for here in terms of the game plan for Enigma? Because we went over Vici Gaming in terms of how they want to approach fights. They're waiting for level 6 on the Grimstroke, on this Doom. Their ulti is very important. Enigma, what are they focused on? Is it item build? Is it Lycan and Morphling hitting item timings?
on a mid lane, like you can put a lot of pressure, just force a rotation, as we've seen. You know, just being very annoying, because Void Spirit without items, he can't really kill you. They need to bring Earth Spirit to silence him, or a Doom. He doesn't care too much about the Grimstroke rotation. If there's a Phantom, there is a 1 point in one, because you have all that agi, it just instantly dies pretty much.
Oh, old 11. He's going to face himself over Kuroki. The big bad wolf is coming though. The shapeshift from RTW is going to slice through this Doom after the Inkswell ends. RTW should be able to finish this one off. There's no way PYW or DY can save him at all. He's even going to go dive a little bit deeper here, considering the move onto the Grim. But gives up in the end as Creep and back at his tier 1 tower.
First usage of Lycan ulti, they get a kill on a core. Lycan going into right click. There's no neutral units anymore, so you have to figure out what you're gonna build. Going into Echo Saber, probably gonna be maybe Armlet's not the best one here against Doom, even though item got a huge buff in terms of how much damage you actually receive from having it on.
Yeah, I guess with the Doom, the Magnetize, even this spill damage coming out from the Void Spirit, the Grimstroke, it can be a little bit nasty to try and toggle your Armlet. But we're seeing Vici Gaming here almost scrambling to try and make something happen. You see the net worth of the Void Spirit right now, 6th position. It feels like Ori really wants to get himself on the board, find some kills, but mid lane is a no-go zone. Bot lane really hasn't been successful for them. Are we waiting for the Faceless Void to TP rotate with a Chrono? Because right now, the game is almost slipping out of Vici Gaming's hands.
It's a 1k gold lead. We still need to see first Chrono rotation. Once again, very concerned about their damage output inside a Chronosphere. No range hero. Like, I would maybe prefer if Void Spirit was a Leshrac, but that's just me, because this hero feels completely bottom. Never mind.
Fake out. I think he killed off the creep. Cookie forward.
Yeah. And on the top lane, Poyoyo is just farming, going into Maelstrom, pretty standard build these days. One thing I like is that he's maxing the time walk, because there's a lot of overtime chip coming out, especially from the Clockwork and the Iron Shell. So he decided to max out.
Kuro going to get away from PYW, and again it's a Vici Gaming movement that comes to very little and might actually set up for Nigma to turn on them. They jump into the corner for the ball. He's stuck in here as LTW back into Shapeshift, and GH finally pops to that late damage from the Astral Step, while a good TP from DY gets safely back to Fountain. But Vici Gaming making moves and not really having the off as mid lane. They do deny the tower away from Miracle's Morphling at the very least.
Something that shouldn't happen. I think he got surprised. Old 11 still going for that Hand of Midas. He also got some chunk of gold after denying that tower. So, all good there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Rocket just comes out. Poyoyo continues to farm.
Yeah, untouched. Absolutely untouched on that Faceless Void. 4,200 net worth. And Mind Control, he's even dropped the wall earlier. But that's another thing, right? If you're looking at this Vici Gaming lineup with all the damage they've got, once MC gets himself, the pipe, the mech, the greaves, or whatever it might be, he mitigates a lot of that team fight potential. And the Kuroki gonna get found in the trees here, nuked down. Another there for Vici Gaming, and Ori gonna be happy to get some earn charges on his Void Spirit.
Doom still didn't skill his ulti.
Good roll. PYW's found ILTW. Yeah, that's a good one.
And that's a big W for Nigma. He gets out.
Have you been talking to Rich about these W's?
Yeah, I love talking to my boy Rich.
I hear you.
A lot of insights, not about the game, but about like life in general.
Oh yeah, we're looking pretty good for Team. Now we've got that Echo Saber on the Lycan. He's going to farm through the jungle at a pretty rapid rate. Catapult way up top, not being utilized. I mean, it's been pinged out on that tower. Because Vici, they are on the tier 1 bottom lane, while Nigma a little bit behind the curve in terms of map movement. Focus much more on their farming rate rather than shove onto that top lane. And it's kind of a hard lane to move into, right? Pushing Faceless Void out of 11 unless you chipped away at him.
They don't have a single silence. They have Walking More doesn't provide anything. Roll in.
Yeah, they catch up UI with hook shots, but there's so many heroes here ready and waiting for that initiation. GH gets turned on immediately. And get that tower denied. Miracle grabs it.
1-1 in terms of deny. Wolf.
On the Wolves, the kisses are coming. Oh, he's got time walk. He's going to TP out, and there's no more stuns.
That's all they got.
He cancels. He wants to turn around and fight this. They've still got Chrono ready. If they want to find the big bad Wolf, the time dilation's there. Maybe Kuro will be that final kill they'll find in that top lane. Try and get some bashes going. He's forced the one down. And there's a Snapfire dropping.
I love the Faceless Void. So the TP there does not want to go in, and what's most important is he is saving the tower. Something that we've seen from Void Spirits, going into that Spirit Vessel early on, instead of going that like Yule's Aghanim Scepter. You're playing against Morphling, you're playing against Lycan, a lot of overtime damage. Canceling the healing, one of the best items, one of the reasons why Morphling also decides not to get a shotgun. Going into Manta style, have a way of dispelling things, and then like even, good catch.
GH has found him, and he's going to set up Miracle here for a freebie on PYW, isn't it? Yeah, there's the final adapter strike. All around the Roche pit, but still no ability for Nigma to get out for that top tier 1 objective that they would so desperately want to claim. And we're still holding that Chronosphere on the Faceless Void.
Now just stacking the Chronospheres for later on. Maelstrom done.
How long until Grim hits level 6, by the way? Is he hit 6 and he's holding a point of ulti?
He's not
He's
holding
7.
a point. He has all 7 abilities used.
I see. So he's going to be waiting for level 8 until they finally get the double dooms going.
I think he gets another point in Inkswell and then gets a point in the Soulbind.
Okay.
Because right now, what he wanted to do is put another point in the Phantom's Embrace, so you can't really kill that easily, and you can like stack the silences with him and the Earth. Still yet to see the combo, because they have not been using this Doom, they have not been using the Chronosphere so far.
Yeah, it's been quite a slow, steady game from them until now they kick into action. On to GH's Clockwork, who tried to break the smoke. He gets turn Heavy Miracle and Kuro. They won't be able to crack back on the Void, and the Doom is going to come out. Finding the back line is Lycan. He's stuck down here with the Doom. Bring over the kisses back towards DY. Allow Miracle to split them in half again, and they got the ball. 1 to 11. And RTW, even though they've doomed up the Lycan, he just turns and hits them.
There's no follow-up damage. They definitely need Void Spirit. They need the Spirit Vessel to have some more overtime damage. Good thing for VG Gaming is they have one of the better heroes to utilize the Inkswell. You have Void Spirit, Earth Spirit, like pretty much everyone loves to have it on because all these heroes are melee and they want to jump.
Absolutely. And now we've got that mech up on mind control. That's going to be a great little save there for Nigma in these longer extended team fights. He's waiting down by that bottom rune, a dangerous place to be, and it's an arcane that can be grabbed up here by VG Gaming. And they won't catch on to Darkseer, but Clockwork makes the jump on PYW instead. GH yet again brawling away at a very rapid rate as they cancel out the roll. And Miracle Morphling still on the back lines, battling with the Faceless Void, turns into him as well. Time dilation, not something that Poyo really wants to be handling.
He needs to be careful.
He's straight onto the Faceless Void. Hey, time walking back up the high ground though. The Wolves are going to scout. RTW hunting and chasing, but doesn't have the follow through. These fights really are very scrappy. Engage, get one kill, disengage and spread.
They don't have the answer for Faceless Void nor Void Spirit. None of these heroes build into any kind of silence, into any kind of hex. So very hard to control. So VG Gaming should keep fighting. I want to see a Chronosphere, even though it's not the most, you know, they don't have the most damage inside a Chrono. Just placing it on one of the supports just gonna do the trick.
We'll put it on the Lycan. Wasted shapeshift time. Make sure your supports can survive. Oh, Miracle has that Manta style done. Over towards the Ancients as the team making that barrier in front of his Ancient area. MC walks up to high ground. Gonna spot out Old 11 in a second. And they don't really have that great ability to jump, catch, and kill.
They need Clockwork. Clockwork needs to be pretty much involved in every single kill. He needs to be active so far. He has been involved.
There it is.
There we go.
He goes in. Oh, yeah, but then what? Yeah, if he's silenced up, they've got stunned, they've got slows. They will try with this wall and then jump in. Miracle finds PYW. But VG Gaming probably quite happy with that. Wall dropped. Nigma a decent amount. And they'll be able to reset and maybe think about fighting around this Roshan because Nigma are walking into the pit.
They have enough damage with Morphling Manta style, with Lycan inside the pit. Echo Saber deals a ton of damage. Still no points in Howl, but eventually we'll get there. Let's see if they decide to take this fight. It goes down so quick.
That is so quick. I was going to ask you, is it worth VG contesting this?
I don't think they can.
They don't even know it's happening. It's happening so bloody quickly. There's ages now for Miracle. So the unkillable, unkilled Morphling now with a second life. They've got an arcane rune on Ori mid though.
That's a big one. If he gets multiple spells off in a team fight, it's gonna wear off in the next 10 seconds.
That's unfortunate. That would have been a great spot for Vici Gaming there to use this bottom jungle platform area, just to move into mid tier 1. Again, an important objective for them to grab.
And this is why Mind Control is the best Darkseer player in the world, in my opinion, because he does not go for Aghanim Scepter first item I've seen in the other regions. He wants to be able to fight with the team, tank up, Aghanim Scepter here, but the components, it's just stats pretty much, so you don't get that value you get from the mech.
Yeah, much nicer as like a second or third item.
Sure.
And when you've got like an Ember Spirit or, a lawnmower hero, right?
Misses.
Yeah, they don't catch PYW. But maybe later on the Aghanim Scepter Darkseer could be good on the Lycan. Chasing people down and running them. As Nigma really do themselves a nice little foothold in that top part of the map in that dire jungle.
We should need to play a bit of a split push game for the next couple of minutes, just to get the back on track. Very limited on stunts, as you already mentioned. No silences whatsoever. Their catch is clockwork. If he misses a hook shot, then on the other side of the map you can start playing more aggressively. But Nigma, they're not stopping. They took a tier 2 tower, they can take the outpost, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, it's quite nice as well when you've got that kind of situation you're explaining. Void Spirit feels the need to catch up a little bit. Void can farm that area you're indicating down bottom, and then Doom doesn't need that much space to farm. He can devour, he can keep his net worth and gold going, but look at this. Nigma are on your high ground. They're using the Aegis very aggressively. Miracle forced to dip away from the tier 3, doing about a third of the HP in damage to it already, 18 minutes in, and more importantly, forced all the TPs back.
And also what's important is they are keeping a tier 1 tower on the mid alive. They're controlling the runes. Miracle right now with the arcane rune going into E-Blade. So supports need to be careful. Even Void, he's not building into BKB yet, going for SFI, but status resistance, which is okay. Like Faces Void, if you tank up, if you survive, you don't even need a BKB. If you can get like Scotty Satanic, I think that should be the build here against the Morphling, especially like an ulti. A bit prematurely.
He's hungry. He sends the wolves up to scout out DY. The kisses are coming across, and Morphling, he's turned into the Earth Spirit, gets the catch with a roll. Beautifully done, and Old 11 is being hunted down. You can't catch him out. The hookshot does miss, but Old 11, Echo Saber, slap down and pull back in. Miracle just keeps it going. A double for your Morphling. GH unfortunately couldn't quite get in onto that bonus kill, but Nigma, they start the steamroller now with that first Aegis.
Very aggressive move there from ILTW, just runs in, he gets leashed, but this wolf / dog cannot be leashed that easily, especially if there's no one around him. And what's most important is he provides the vision for the team. They also don't have enough burst damage. 15 minutes in, where's the Chronosphere?
We haven't seen a single one, have we?
Nope.
Oh yeah. Oh, we have been saying that there's no damage really to go into it, so maybe point
that's
just not using it. Well, Faceless Void, he's got some other spells. And he's some nice items like you were mentioning, SMY very close to completion. A little bit behind them. Now his Miracle starts to create a bit of a gap that Faceless Void will not be able to bridge. Good hook shot. GH, he finds all the left off in this triangle, but they roll back in towards Clockwork. BYW inks them now. The back wall is on the 4 of them. D-Whiting slaying Ember. The Doom off the docks here on the back as Kuro gets rolled on again. And Beat Gaming strike back, but it's such potent force. Miracle.
A good back. I believe that hit on 4 heroes on the top of the wall. Great way to gauge it. We can see the lack of damage inside penalty.
Another one. Yeah, he's going back onto the Void Spirit now. They're both Voids back bottom at tier 2. Nigma starting to put the pressure on real 14 to 11, a kill score. The network difference doesn't seem, by the metrics, that there's that much between the two teams, but the pace at which Nigma have been playing the past 3-4 minutes around that first Aegis, pressuring high ground, moving up to tier 3s, and might be even going up again. Pioneering swelled. They want to get onto Miracle. 20 seconds until Aegis is replayed.
They know there's no cooldown. The cooldowns are there. No Doom, no Chron. Need a combo.
They go to Morphling. They've still got Aegis, and he's gladly going to give his first life as they get the Lycan out of there. Kuroki saves the day for RTW on Miracle, rolled upon yet again, but he got the strength morph off. Looks like the Morphling should be alright to wait for him back as Kuro healed up by the mech, but PY BYW helps Ori.
They need to get more. BYW needs to connect with his
Oh, but he misses the roll.
Jinx.
He misses it, and now you got this faceless void. Miracle jumping away. Old 11. Has he got a doom? Has he got anything to stun him? Miracle, he's just down. The ballerina morphling pirouetting around VG Gaming. No, that's it, fella.
This is the silence. This is the silence that they need to charges on that silence from Void Spirit so he can control the backline. But they will have tools to deal with it. Manta Style is already there. Archer with the Guardian Greaves.
Oh, it's a full Greaves now, yeah? Oh, he's bringing so much sustain to these fights. And what's the next move? It feels like Nigma kind of just want to wait for second Roshan and potentially fit the aim the way they've been going. Vici Gaming, is it just try and chain smoke fights?
They need to use the Chronosphere. Next Roshan may spawn in 2 minutes, so this is where they should try to take another fight. Going into Scott. Smoke from Nigma.
Oh, he misses out. The hook shot not on the mark from GH this time. And it looks like the Void Spirit's going to get away from the Cogs, but the E-Blade Adaptive Strike, that shotgun picked up by Miracle, slays DY, and RTW into the wolf form, but he won't find anything to pick off in that triangle. I'll just take control of the area, ward it up, and start thinking about
Would you
the
look
push.
at that? Miracle also find the Nether Shawl, which is probably the best item.
Wow.
Find on more, just a better hood overall, plus some spell amp on top of the shotgun. He had a perfect game so far. 8 runs. So, I mean, he stole every single kill that he was involved in, which you want to do with more.
Something going the way of VG Gaming, and the Doom coming out as well. Keeping himself up, and they are starting to slap down into RTW. Already picks up a double kill as Nigma stick around too long with a couple of heroes in the triangle and spreading the map too thin.
Not sure BKB was needed there from Old 11, because it's a Lycan. He doesn't deal any magical damage, but better to be safe than sorry.
No stun either.
Both mid laners actually having a really good game. Not even a single death on both of them. Ori also 8-0.
wow.
Going into Aya Sanj, which is one of the best items in the patch, I would say.
For sure.
Even after the nerfs, the status resistance, but the spell amp just feels so good to have on certain heroes.
Yeah, like Lash, Void Spirit is a spectacular item. And also got a couple of Spirit Vessel charges still there up his sleeve as well. He'll very likely be holding them for whenever they find Miracle Morphling isolated, or the ability to jump onto the Morphling with the Earth Spirit and the Void together. Enigma, they're going to know that it's nearly Roshan time. We're getting to that point where it's fast spawn. These smokes are looking to secure themselves the top area of the map, get some kills, pick off DY, and it looks like it should be a pretty simple one for Miracle to continue his...
And that's godlike for Miracle. Roche will respawn in 2 minutes. So they don't need to rush things. They could potentially take a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. Tier 1 also still standing there. So,
Free money.
Yeah, free gold on the map.
Absolutely is. That's why we've got these couple of heroes here. Void Spirit pushing the bottom lane, showing the map, and Faceless Void playing off map in these jungle camps, just trying to extract as many resources from the map as they possibly can. But the wolves are always scouting them. Like, wherever we look at these VP Gaming heroes, they have a wolf on them. There's Vision and Miracle. Oh, he's not going to find him. Beautiful attempt to try and catch the Earth Spirit on his escape, but not quite there.
What a wild game. Like, score pretty much even. VG Gaming leading in terms of network. You know why?
Doom?
That there. Got it, Gary. A lot of, like, this is where Doom shines. Like, he wants these mid-game fights when he gets the items going into Shiva's Guard. His next item, if it comes down to that, should be a refresher, and then you potentially have 3 Doom targets if you can execute. Problem is, DY does not have a cast range item and didn't find a neutral one, didn't build into one, instead decided to go for a Force Staff, which is okay, you know, forcing people out of the cogs is not nice, but you need to be close. You need to be standing close to the fight. The cast range on that Soulbind is not too good, or getting scouted by the wolves.
Yeah. Everywhere they go, the wolves will follow. And they try to smoke there again, vying for control around the Roche pit. What's the timer now? 10 seconds. Are the ones that look like they're in prime position to try and grab this. But Vici are also, they've scanned the pit, they know that something's not quite right. RTW, here we go, shit, great hook shot, catches them on the outskirts of the battle. EYW, almost up, but he survived. Old 11 and Boyo, back towards the rivals. They need a corner to catch him, and they will. The cookie, nothing will save him at all, and also in the back, the Doom and the catch. Mind control down to Old 11. all around the Roshan spawn. What a huge flip of Vici.
Vici Gaming, they're not done. They're still chasing. They're gonna get that one as well.
But Tier 1 Tower still alive. I mean, Morphling in the back. He's hunting for targets, but unsuccessful in his attempts. Maybe Nigma can stop them taking Roshan, though, as Vici Gaming have 5 alive up against GH Miracle.
They need to get something done out of this, like potentially or kill, or if they want to wait, just reset, get your ultis back up, and go for that Roche fight.
There's Tier 1 Tower mid, there's Roshan, and look at Miracle's positioning right now. Angling towards a free kill. He attempted on the Void Spirit.
And he gets it!
Gets it! The 8x demolished! Miracle! Beautiful pick off. Now that's the stop Vici Gaming in their tracks. GH will gladly die for the cause.
The goal for Morphling on top of it, and now he's getting closer to the link.
He's going to get another kill here, maybe. DY on the run. Miracle in that faceless void mode again. Already used his time walk off to the side, and GH even buys back to secure the Roshan for Nigma. It looked good for Vici Gaming with a team fight victory around that perfect timing, but Nigma are the ones that will claim the prize.
Yeah, they cannot take the fight anymore. No Doom, no Chronosphere. It's Cheese Ages plus a Shard. I want to see who gets the Shard. I would give it to Snapfire potentially, or Clockwork for the memes.
The jetpack memes.
Jetpack memes. It's bad as people think. I'm kind of convinced that they're actually holding it. No.
Okay.
Normal punch, and he's gonna be punching people like anime. Yeah, we're here. That's why he decided to get it.
They're very, very fitting. In with the theme. He's Blink Dagger as well, so he can, jump onto that face and normal punch it. See what he can get done. Their second age is slow.
It got buffed. Like, do you get the max stun easily now? And the disability attack damage reduction, it's not maxed out yet, but once it will be 40%, and also armor -8. How is that balance, Gary?
It's pretty bonkers. Such a good debuff there coming out from RW. I guess Snapfire. No points of Scatter Blast. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's why they did decide to give her Shard. It's like one of the old memes. Buys Aghanim Scepter.
Doesn't level up the skill.
Exactly, doesn't level up on team.
Well, Kuro looks like he's holding a point there as his talent tree fishes. We've got Morphling. The short sending the Grove Bow back. And Nigma just regrouping, resettling themselves to think about that bottom push. And maybe the attempt on high ground in the next minute or two. Well,
because he picked up the Aegis, doesn't need to go for Lincoln here. He's not afraid of it. Instead decides to go for Scotty, more slow, just better stats overall.
Yeah, slow down these melee heroes, right? You mentioned there's no real ranged threat from Vici Gaming up against the Faceless Void, the Void Spirit, and the Doombringer. Kiting and slowing them such an important part and factor here for Miracle's gameplay. As it looks, or is he going to try and do an illusion bait? Are they going to go for this? A real hero illusion to the tower, and he's trying to bait with his second illusion, but they're running away from it. Not going to try and fall for any kind of play by Miracle.
They know which one is real.
They spot it out.
Still, lead for Vici Gaming in terms of kills. Well, Doom. That's where the gold comes from. It's a gold factory, pretty much.
And I guess the fastest farmer, is he?
He's not. He tends to be in the fights. He's not the same hero anymore. No Necrobook. As we mentioned, I like what he's doing. I think maybe his second item instead of armlet should have been that Orchid. It was a popular build before, especially in Southeast Asia. Get the Necro, the Orchid, and just completely destroy one hero because they have no hook shot.
Oh, the vacuum though finds PYW, but he's got another roll away. Oh, the little puppy steps in front of GH, but Miracle, he's snuck him to the back here. The kisses expended by Kuro, and it looks like PYW are going to get slapped down. Miracle's there with a Scardy slow, great roll to the high ground, and he's even BKB himself up to survive.
PYW has done a really good job. It's like he's playing a Beastmaster, or the old light, and with the Necro, just providing the vision for the team has been crucial in some of these team fights.
Yeah, it gives the openings for everybody. The Morphling, the clock, and they snap fire to launch some of those globs of lava at people. But a situation where Nigma feel the need to fall back and push their lanes and slowly meander their way across the river towards the objectives they want. Gaming.
This is gonna be a huge problem when they get the next set of items. On
Yeah.
2, Refresher, he's getting there. Like, he needs the just 2,000 gold to finish it off. Shiva's wall on top of it. So they're gonna have Holy Trinity of the items, which I like to call against certain heroes like a Morphling. You have Spirit Vessel, you have Shiva's Guard, and Fix will have a Sky.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, we're getting to the point where Vici Gaming, they're in late game of this. You know, we've got these huge items coming up for them. Yeah, scaling really, really well. Well, you know, Enigma starting to become more and more like that 4 protect one around Miracle's Morph.